mishaps on the semifinal route earlier. She kind of stayed in that hand jam for a while, was uncomfortable, and then her and Brooke both at the top had some interesting beta that wasn't necessarily the best. So as long as she reads it right here, we could see a top, which would be really exciting.
It would be. There's a kind of crazy campus sequence at the end that no one's quite gotten to that I'm really stoked to see. We saw the route setters do it a few hours ago, and it's powerful.
Natalia's got power to spare.
Yeah. Hey, climb this route and then campus around it there at the last bolt, and then
you good with that? Okay, cool.
Jump for the finish. Cool.
It's also really nice to see how in the last couple of years the route setters have really made sure to challenge the athletes. There was a time where maybe the routes for the women were not necessarily difficult enough with like many tops in the final. But I mean, just looking at this right now, this is a great separation already. And it's clearly challenging enough. You can look at our leaderboard right now with Brooke Rabatou in first currently, Ashima in second, Maya third, and Maddie in fourth, with Natalia Grossman on the wall and 3 more climbers to climb after her.
Really cool shot of one of those like Yosemite-style chimneys again. Lynn Hill's watching. She'll be proud.
And the pinch on the right side with both of her feet. That's awesome.
Yeah, the palm tree shimmy. Here we go.
She took the same approach as Maya.
Yosemite to palm tree shimmy.
Those things could not be farther apart. But,
to the beach.
You mean you've never seen palm trees in Yosemite?
Imported. We're hitting all the styles here.
You notice both Brooke and Natalia were choosing to have 3 fingers on that left hand originally.
The sloth drag.
Definitely helps you fight off that pump.
Yeah, it ends up allowing you to hang more on your tendons than on your like finger and forearm muscles. It's a really awesome way to be able to rest. I unfortunately am unable to do that. I have injuries in both my ring fingers, so I can't drop my pinky on anything, so I have to either half cramp or full cramp everything. But yeah, that's why I don't like lead climbing for sure.
Yeah,
the only reason.
That's it, yeah.
That's the only reason.
Oh, I just can't recover, you know.
Now choosing to do that intended beta with that right hand into that side pull, and it doesn't matter which hand they go with, either way they're going to get the 26 points there. But really interesting to see that the 2 shorter competitors were the ones that
went left
hand, and I think probably the better choice for them.
Yeah.
Because Natalia she's 5'4" with a +3, I believe.
As opposed to Brookie's -0.5.
Exactly, and 5'2".
Yeah.
So a little bit of extra height there. So getting into that more difficult section of the climb, looking really smooth still, going to be able to static to that hold.
Important to clip there too. I think that clip would be hard if she moved past it.
Right.
Probably almost impossible. Well, I guess you could possibly get it from the next hold, but that would be kind of a scary fall.
It's definitely something I've done before. Forgotten to clip and then gotten pretty stuck.
Same. World Championships, Hachiochi 2009. Not that it would have really made a difference because I was going to fall anyway, but
definitely into that leader.
Fight.
She already has control of it, so she is a leader now. You see Brooke Rabatou cheering her on. They train together a lot and are really good friends. I think if she did clip from here, it would have been annoying, but she could have made it happen if she had to.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's where we saw when we were watching our head route setter, Brad Weaver, he yelled on that move.
He did.
He was fighting, and
we're getting ready.
That's a sign of difficulty.
And we're getting ready for her to have to jump to this next hold and cut her feet. Oh, not able to hold it. Really good effort there from Natalia.
Limits get pushed when we work together.
It's true. And Sean Bailey clipping that first draw on the final route. Getting into that rhythm. It's way less stressful watching this bottom half.
Yeah, for sure.
In the semifinal.
Less clenching.
I feel like they have to feel the same way. I would be interested to hear how they're feeling. Needs to clip here to avoid that minor mistake that we saw Colin make earlier. Nicely done. it is cool how that can get forced on routes, and I feel like that's been happening for probably like a decade at this point, where you'll find draws or clips where if you miss it at that hold, there's no way of coming back from it. And you kind of have to just scramble and try to get as many points as you can afterwards. So really important to have the right strategy when it comes to clipping.
Such an unfortunate mistake, too.
Nicely into that bicycle on the volume for Sean Bailey. Moving quickly into that next hold. We've seen some of the men pause there for a little longer. Easy.
That was cool. He
shoulder
didn't
move.
do like come out of the bicycle or even pop off the
Yeah.
blue hold. He just campused it. That was the first time that we've seen that.
I feel like that's something he does a lot, which is always really cool to watch, especially because I feel like I can't float like that. So
Right.
I'm just really inspired when I see him do that. He's not really looking tired at all to me. I feel like he has been very efficient this entire time with his foot placements, and he's pretty good with his hip flexibility and heel hooking. Some men are not necessarily as into heel hooking. I feel like my fiance always makes fun of me when I throw my heel above my head. He's like, what are you doing? But Sean is definitely one who has pretty flexible hips. Just nice little shake. He doesn't look tired at
casual.
all.
He still looks like he's chilling.
Just needs to do a couple more moves.
There are a few climbers that I absolutely love watching climb. Just flow and movement and style. But style's not really talked about in climbing that much. It's talked about a lot in skiing and snowboarding. Like someone's flow and style can make them a better skier or a more favorite athlete. And
just got the high point, bumped Timothy Kang down to fourth. Now let's see if he can get to that final hold. It's a difficult move. Not going to be able to do it, but what a